Hi. Just leave it like that. Hi.
Just hi.
Hi. Hi. Today we're giving you 5 reasons why you should buy a low-step e-bike. Stay tuned. Guys, we need your help. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the summer. So please, if you like our content, we'd be very grateful if you could like and subscribe and ring that notification bell. Hi, I'm Jason and welcome to ebike-centre. So e-bikes have evolved a lot in the last few years, no more so than in the low-step market. Traditionally, they were seen as your sit up and beg, Dutch style of bike, mainly for commuting and sort of leisure riding down country lanes, but they have changed and they have moved on. And here are 5 reasons why you should consider one. So reason number 1, and this is 6, I've just done there. So reason number 1, and this is a very simple one, they're much, much easier to get on and off. Hence the name step through or low step. You simply step through the frame to get on and off. You don't need to throw your leg over the back. You just step in and out, and it's easy for commuting, it's easy for everyday riding, and just call it that, short and sweet, easy to get on and off. So the next reason is carrying cargo. So on a pannier rack on the back of a bike, it's great. Obviously, you can take all sorts of different things there. You can have bags, you can have children, you can have dogs, or if you're a cat lover like Toby, you can have a cat. Smile. But the problem with having these things on the back is they make the bike essentially a lot higher. So throwing your leg over the back, and I found this out myself when I took my daughter on the back of the bike, is tricky, if not impossible. I'm so big, and my leg doesn't go up high enough to go over the top of my daughter's head when she's on the back of a rack. So I had to then lean my bike over in order to get across the crossbar. That isn't the end of the world, but you do suddenly realise how top heavy a bike becomes when you've got a load of weight on the back, and particularly in this case being my daughter, it's quite a precious cargo. I really don't want to drop the bike by mistake. And I just did find getting on and off it quite tricky, whereas a low step bike would have made that really, really easy. And the same will go for if you've got cargoes on the back in general, whether they be a live animal or person, or whether they just be your general day-to-day shopping. It is so much easier to step through than it is to try and get your leg over the back or lean the bike down to get on and off it. Next up, we've got, it's kind of 2 points. You've got health benefits and future-proofing the bike. They're kind of combined, and you'll see why. So to start with, there are lots of people who can't get on or off a bike, whether it be a crossbar, a stagger frame. They just don't have the mobility in their hips or their legs or their knees to throw their leg over the back or to sort of straddle across a stagger frame bike, but they could easily step through a low step. And then from that basis, it means that people can get the health benefits of riding a bike. And once you actually get on a bike and you move regularly, a lot of people find that hip joints, knee joints will loosen up and they can actually enjoy a bike much more than they could do to start with, or if at all to start with. And then that also moves on to the longevity side of things, or the future-proofing. You might be buying a bike towards your latter years, and then you can say to yourself, well, if I get a low step, if I start to get less mobility as I age, or if I get some sort of a chronic illness that means that I can't move as well as I used to, you can get on and off this bike easily without having to throw your leg over the back or sort of straddle a stagger frame bike. So those are the 2 elements to it. Health benefits to start with, which will hopefully prolong the issues that may occur with age, because unfortunately they will catch up with everyone eventually. And also the fact that when you do get a bit older, or you do suffer from more mobility issues as you get older, you can stick with the same bike and not have to think about changing. So if you'd like to support the channel and if you'd like to buy some bike bits, then why not combine the 2 and visit our website www.ebike-centre.co.uk. Next up, we've got the various different shapes and sizes that these e-bikes come in now. So low steps aren't what they were traditionally. There now is a low step for almost every type of genre of cycling that there is out there.
Come off it, they're all for Mary Poppins, aren't they?
Come on, Toby. We've taught you better than that. No, they're not all for Mary Poppins. Although Mary Poppins would look pretty rad on the new Focus Aventura behind me. Bosch CX motor, spoonful of sugar, she'd be well away.
Mary freaking Poppins.
Anyway.
I was so cockney there.
You were? Come on, Governor. She's a Mary Poppins on an e-bike. I don't know where that accent was. It's just Like I said, there is an e-bike now for every genre. So there are mountain bikes and proper mountain bikes now as well. So you've got the Focus Aventura, for instance, is a proper mountain bike. If you compare it to its crossbar cousin, they are nigh on identical in terms of their geometry, but you can just step in and out. Okay, it's not going to be a mountain bike that you're going to take to Bike Park Wales, but you probably wouldn't take a normal Aventura to Bike Park Wales anyway. But if you're doing light trail work or just stuff like where we are over the South Downs, it would eat it up with no problems whatsoever. In the past, there's always been concerns about frame twist and torsion on a low step, but most of that has been sorted these days on all these bikes. And certainly, unless you're really, really thrashing the bike, which you wouldn't be, frankly, you're not going to notice any difference between that and a crossbar version of the same. You've also got road bikes that are coming out with low steps as well. They're never normally a full low step, they're normally a very, very low stagger, but they are as good as a low step, so you've got low steps in that. Then you've got your very traditional Dutch style, so like over this shoulder you've got the Gazelle Avignon, which is a very traditional Dutch style of bike, which is great for city commuting or leisure riding around the country lanes. But is built for comfort more than it is for performance. And then lastly, you've got sort of your trekking bike, which kind of covers all bases. And there's lots of options in there. You've got things like the Kalkoff Entice, you've got the High Bike Trekking Range, which has a good full low step in there as well. So there is, I would say, a low step e-bike for pretty much everyone out there, unless you're planning on doing enduro riding, which, yeah, there's no low step for that. Lastly, with a low step, you also got the ability to share an e-bike. So if you're only going to buy one e-bike between a couple, then this is potentially the bike for you. So some people, if you've got one taller rider and one shorter rider, if you've got a crossbar in the middle, it will cause issues for the shorter rider if you went for a bigger frame. Whereas if you're sat there with a low step, there isn't that issue. We quite regularly fit a dropper post to a bigger bike, which enables the taller rider to pop the dropper post up and the shorter rider drop the dropper post down, but share the same frame, because when they come off the frame, when they come to a standstill, there is no crossbar to get in the way that would be otherwise pretty uncomfortable for the smaller rider. So yes, it also gives you the ability to share an e-bike between two of you, or more for that matter. So to conclude, as we discussed, there is a low step bike for everyone, and I'm not saying that everyone has to have a low step bike, but it's worth considering for your next bike purchase. So whether that be a mountain bike, a road bike, a hybrid bike, trekking bike, whatever it is, there is a low step option. So do bear it in mind, particularly if you fear that you might have some issues with getting your leg over the frame in the past. Also, and this is a big point, don't think a low step bike is a girl's bike. And that is traditionally what people think. It is a low step bike, and we here at eBike-centre probably sell as many low step bikes to men as we do to women now. It isn't a gender-based thing, so man up and get your leg through that bar, not over it. We really like the fact that you like looking at us, but we'd really like to look at you too, so why don't you come into the store? We get to see you. If you want to buy a bike, we'll throw in a free helmet. Just mention that you watched this video. If you want any more information on low step bikes, please give us a shout, either on the phone, in the comments below, via email, on Instagram, however you want to do it, or ideally pop into the shop. We'd love to see you. And we can give you some more information, give you a test ride. There's lots of things we can do. We'd love to see you. If you've got this far, thank you very much for watching. We really appreciate it. If you could like and subscribe and get us to that 1,000 subscribers, we'd really appreciate it. And if we don't see you in store, we will see you in the next video. Cheers.